Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Podcast of Stuff, episode 154. Cool. Our shit's still working. That is good.
Because
Okay.
that was a genuine fear just now,
Yep.
everybody.
Right
Mike's
before...
a fucking idiot.
I have nothing to do with it whenever there's a surge.
I'm just blaming you.
Because
I'm
fucking
when
Electro.
Tech things go wrong on your end, I just tend to blame you.
I'm fucking Electro. I just have no control of my powers. I'm what's his face from My Hero? I forget his name.
Kaminari.
Yes, Kaminari. So Versus already went to town in chat already.
Oh yeah, he's going in.
This is asking so many things. Oh, we will be getting to Lion King. Don't you worry, sir.
Oh, will we?
Yeah, I believe all of us here have seen it. Maybe besides Ralph. I don't know.
Nope, not me.
I did not see it.
You haven't?
I heard all about it. I'm not going to see it.
Okay, well.
It's
No.
Lion King, so we can talk.
Yeah, I have no interest.
Spoilers for literally the same fucking movie. It's the exact same fucking movie.
It's roughly the same.
Yeah. What do I have here before? Actually, do we want to go to the other cat-related news that came out this week before we get to the Lion King?
Oh, cats.
Did you guys? Yeah, you saw the trailer, right?
I most certainly did not. Because I saw what it was, and I went, nah.
It didn't just slip into your peripheral vision?
Absolutely. Several times. And every time it was a different, screenshot from it. And nah, I'm good.
My favorite things that I've seen so far, like tweet-wise for it, was just like, and it was like the day after the trailer dropped. It was like yesterday. Man, the Lion King animations the realism's too much. They should have went more stylized with it. The next day, I apologize for my previous statements. Oh, yeah. Boy. I feel like there's going to be another furry awakening. I feel like there is.
No. Can confirm from furries. They're not happy.
Not.
Even they are like, no, that's fucked.
I don't know. If Sonic the Hedgehog could do it, I feel like this could.
I doubt it.
Yeah, but
it's
Sonic had
nightmare fuel.
At least humanoid-ish furries. Like Rouge had in Cleveland.
You want to pull this back? This is a hole we don't want to go down.
Yeah, but he's the one that went Sonic. You can't compare Sonic and
Still one.
I mean, tell us more about your attraction to Rouge, BG.
All right, Tails is sexy, okay? I admit it.
I mean, at least he finally did.
Oh boy. Yeah, I watched the trailer and just at first I don't know if it was worse or not that the first time I watched it was without audio. So I just was like looking at the visuals. I'm just like, what?
The visuals are all you need.
Why? Just basking in. There's so many people in this movie, like Judi Dench, Taylor Swift. What's his face with the talk show? Oh, fuck. He does the karaoke taxi too. I forget his name. Yeah, I'm concerned with
Uh,
this movie. It's the best.
yeah.
It's the best word I could think of. Concerned.
That
Oh.
movie looks like it's gonna be just absolute dumpster tier.
Yeah. Your guys' audio messing
it's,
up?
It's a movie. Who, us?
Your guys' audio's cutting in and out. Just FYizzle.
Yeah, because our mic just fell over.
Oh, you're going deep again.
We're gonna need a new stand.
Jojo, going to need a new stand.
We're going to
soon.
need a new stand.
That's
see.
terrifying.
Sonic was a
Well, I
cartoon
hope
and
you're
did not have
employing demon-possessed comp brothers.
Yeah. While they fix their shit, I guess I'll just go over other random news tidbits. Avengers is now the officially highest-grossing movie of all time, not adjusted for inflation.
Yeah.
Nobody should care.
No, they never account for inflation on these things. And I was reading an article about this last night, but they go back and forth. There's a trend that was started between Spielberg and Lucas when Lucas and Spielberg are trading back and forth on the top grossing movies in history.
Mm-hmm.
And now that Feige and Marvel's involved, it actually it's pretty cool. They keep going back and forth with different like notes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that to be interesting. But they never account for inflation. It's just like, okay, you've earned more. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That pedantic, nonsense of, oh, inflation, it's still the big. Who cares? It earned more money. Stop the bullshit. Give it its props. It deserves it. They worked hard to get that shit there.
Shoot, freaking Avatar is inflated thanks to freaking 3D sales. Yes, we get it. Our voice.
You don't understand when you
Doesn't make
listen
it
back.
You saying that doesn't make it not funny, especially when it's in that voice. All right. Heard a buzz. Some buzzing. Oh boy.
You guys talk?
Nope.
No, because we're still trying to fix it.
Nope, you're good.
It doesn't matter. It keeps falling over because our stand is broken.
Damn. Well, we'll keep
All right.
going then.
Other stuff that I have is San Diego Comic-Con. There wasn't a lot of like. Whoa.
Okay.
Now I'm echoing. Interesting.
It was
news.
just there was some reverb there for when they fixed
Yeah.
their mic cord.
So, things of note: Young Justice is getting a season 4, as well as
Hey.
Titans is getting season 2. I thought DC Universe was dead. I thought I had read that article, but maybe it was just
No,
a show.
you did. I read that too. They were planning on killing it. I guess they changed their mind.
I don't
But that
know.
was a real thing. I remember reading it too.
Okay. So yeah, it's like Young Justice season 2, Titans season 2, and maybe they'll bring back Swamp Thing as well. Who knows? Because it seemed to be getting positive reviews. I had meant to mention this last week. That Face App thing. Don't fucking download it.
Yeah, no.
Don't do it.
Face that.
It's
You wanna make
it's literally called Face App. You basically
Oh, the one that makes you old.
yeah. So yeah, basically in the terms of service, if you read it, it's just like, we have all rights to this picture and your facial data that you send us.
So.
It's a lot of stuff they can do with that information.
Oh yeah.
What? Sorry.
Such as.
using your face for marketing without permission, using your likeness without permission, claiming
They actually
via
they're
manipulating
already
your
being investigated for selling facial data to the Russian government for facial recognition software for their for the internet, so they can find people.
Okay, if they want my face, they're gonna get it anyway. Have fun with it. I don't care if you market my face.
Who's gonna buy something with BG's mug on it? No offense, but you're not the most marketable man on the universe.
At all. I have gorilla face. Nobody wants this.
Unless
Yeah.
you're the before pick.
Bro, what a transformation.
I have to buy product.
What role are you going for? The before pick. Oh. Good luck.
Oh, you're getting that.
Uh,
Yeah, no, I don't care. I don't care if Russia wants my face for some facial recognition. Like, what are they gonna do? Send face recognizable missiles at us? Like, I don't care.
it's just a matter of privacy and data. Some people care about
Every
them more
time
than
you go
others.
to a tournament, they can market your face for anything. They can market your anything for anything. Who cares if they a face app? Here's Albert Smith. Okay.
It's all over Facebook. I mean,
Yeah, in a
got
collage of
it.
faces, it's like, here's this guy. And sorry, I didn't get my $7 from you guys in residuals. Like, as far as privacy goes, like, everybody's life is on the internet anyway. And if the government wants your stuff, they can get it easily, regardless of the government. I just don't
hot
understand.
take.
Indeed.
Scorching.
Looks like a little bit of heat there, but okay.
Even Pennywise is terrified.
Even Pennywise is terrified of my face. All right, Drew. All right.
The other thing from Comic-Con, at least that interested me, was they actually showed off a trailer for the Witcher series. Looks pretty decent, not gonna lie.
It looks decent. People are mad again about the casting. Now that they're seeing these people in action, the complaints about Yennefer and not Ciri.
It's because they're thinking about the games, not the books.
Yeah.
Like
the redheaded witch. Fuck, I'm forgetting her name.
Triss.
Triss, yeah. The complaints about Yennefer and Triss are huge.
Big thing with Yennefer that wasn't in any of the games was she started as super fucking deformed in the books. And she used magic to fix herself.
Yeah.
She didn't start off as a 12 like she is in the games.
Which we'll probably see that play out in the show. And I guess this also sums up what period they're going to be going into. Like, this is before the events of the games.
Yeah, way before, and they're not even going to be addressing the games at all. The games.
Well, obviously, again, because it's before.
Well, no, the games told a different story. They diverted from the books, and they're only.
What I'm saying is, even if they, quote unquote, just let that shit slide, never said anything about interacting with the games, they could have easily just said, "Well, yeah, we take place well in the past of the world you saw in the game, so none of that shit's ever going to pop up," and that would be fine because time shit.
Yeah. And then the biggest thing, at least I think that most of us are interested in, is at San Diego Comic-Con was Phase 4 of Marvel. The entirety of it was announced, basically.
Hold on. Before we even discuss all the little things, which bit of news shocked y'all the most? Or at least took you at least a little by surprise?
It's Marvel. They did in Guardians of the Galaxy. How could they ever shock me?
So you're saying the
here's your
Blade
Thing
announcement?
movie.
The Blade
All
announcement
right.
surprised you.
You got it, Marvel.
I'm not gonna lie. The Blade thing surprised me.
For me, it was
It's a recognizable franchise,
and people have been clamoring for it for years.
I mean,
Plus,
including
Blade Deadpool movie. It's nothing.
Blade isn't attached to the MCU.
Deadpool probably won't be either.
Probably, yeah.
You're probably gonna have a freaking Marvel Max MCU.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're not involving any mutants at this point, so who knows how they'll try to tie that shit in later. But they said that Blade is unattached.
Blade, Deadpool, Punisher, all those more edgy. Yeah, send them all over there in that one.
Mm-hmm. For me,
Yeah, no,
my
no,
biggest
mm-mm.
surprise was Love and Thunder.
Uh,
Mostly because I had heard Portman wanted to be done with Marvel. And it's
I
like,
think
oh,
she wanted to be done with the Thor franchise because that love story stuff was just so
Yeah,
whack.
I think if anything, she wanted something to do, and they went, "Hey, we got something for you to do."
I'll do it.
be Thor. Because yeah, I didn't think they were gonna go to female Thor so soon. I guess.
Why not?
But
Thor is still fat, apparently, as far as we know.
well, he's with the Guardians. We know that much. So
As Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yes.
Volume 3. I'm actually probably gonna enjoy
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah, 'cause I really like Thor, so it's just like you got me.
And
Whatever.
I like Thor and Star-Lord's interactions. So it's a wrap.
So yeah, what they
converted
announced
me.
was Black Widow movie is going to be the first thing that comes out. The list that I have does not have the actual dates.
What's the
then-
point of that?
What?
Black Widow.
It's for her to have a solo movie. That's
But
it.
she did.
It takes place between Civil War and Infinity War.
What's the point of that?
That's a great question.
literally just to give her a movie.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like Mike said. That's it.
Unless it ties into something in Phase 4, what's the point of that?
They're
I mean,
inter-
it could, but the thing is, there is no tie-in for Phase 4. There's no Avengers. There's no group-up movie. It's everybody's individual films except for what's her
Doubly,
name?
what's the point of that? We
Yeah,
know she gonna live. I really dislike prequels.
I can understand that.
You know how it turns out for certain characters. If Hawkeye is in the movie, you know he's not gonna die. You know Black Widow's not gonna die. You know
If there's a love interest, you know it's not gonna go anywhere.
because they didn't mention them. They weren't in the movies beforehand. I've always disliked movie prequels.
Yeah, the one thing that we don't know if he'll live or die is that the villain is Taskmaster. So might potentially keep
He
him
looks
around
alright.
to be a villain for the future,
Yeah.
but who knows?
Speaking of shit from the past, though, like prequels and whatnot, them bringing back Zemo as the villain for the Falcon and Winter Soldier movie was just like, I was just like,
show,
wait, what?
Show. It's not a movie.
It's not a movie? I thought that was a show. It's not a show. I thought it was a movie.
It is a show.
Huh.
So it's fine.
There's 3 or 5 shows that they announced. So, just kind of going in order, though, of things. So, Falcon and Winter Soldier's up next, with Zemo being the villain. Next is the Eternals, which
That casting was interesting.
obscure, at least for...
BG, what is the Eternals?
The Eternals is like cosmic part. No. Isn't the Eternals the people that are that Miss Marvel come from?
No. The
Oh.
Eternals are the parents of Thanos.
Oh, you're correct. See, I'm not a fan of cosmic Marvel, so
Yeah, no. The Eternals
Exactly.
are the the offspring of the what was it?
Come on.
What was
They,
it
they
that
were they were a subset of humans that went to live on Titan, one of the moons of Jupiter.
Yeah, but they were created by the Celestials. They were a celestial experiment.
I hate
Hold on.
comics.
Yeah, they were a celestial experiment, and there were two different breeds that came out of that experiment: the Eternals and another one. I forget the name of it, but Thanos is a offspring of an Eternal and one of the other offspring, which is why he's looking, at least, because the other ones are like monsterish types. And yeah, the Eternals went and lived on Titan. Thanos was at least half Eternal, so he was there, and he fell in love with death.
Am I thinking the Immortals?
I think you're thinking of the Immortals, because the
Okay.
Eternals are the celestial offspring, and they're kind of a big deal, which is why they're doing this. because now that the child of an Eternal is dead, I'm sure that's how they're going to play this, as the Eternals being like, well, shit, somebody snapped away a fucking god, apparently. It's going to be a little weird.
Kamala. Now I'm just looking up Kamala stuff.
Next up is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which I had no idea who Shang-Chi was before this movie announcement. But his villain is going to be the Mandarin, who is typically an Iron Man villain, but the true Mandarin. The true Mandarin, because there's been, 3 of them, supposedly, in the MCU?
I mean, get at it.
Yep. Next one is...
this guy, so I don't care.
Next show is
Marvel.
WandaVision, which is with Wanda, Scarlet Witch / and the Vision. I didn't read what it was about. I kept hearing it was kind of a prequel show thing, whatever. I don't know. Then next is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and Scarlet Witch is going to be in this movie too, and I guess the show and the movie are going to be connected. Then we have Loki, the show, which is literally following the Loki that took the Space Stone.
That should be interesting.
Yeah. Then Marvel What If, which is just a bunch of different what if stories.
That'll
That's
be interesting to
definitely
see.
gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Animated too.
Oh, it is. It's animated.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear that. Oh, I'm
a
even
lot
more
of
excited.
the actors to revoice their roles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then Hawkeye,
Awesome.
which is going to be having Jeremy Renner, and then Kate Bishop, who is one of the... Is she the second Hawkeye? I know she's a Hawkeye, I just don't know what order of she's in.
I think she might be the third.
Okay. Then Thor Love and Thunder, which is going to star Natalie Portman as female Thor. And then Blade with... I never remember this dude's name. Marshala
Regardless,
Ali.
Y'all are bums.
Marshala Ali.
Y'all are bums. Oh, I don't like this. Shut up.
What,
What's
people
the,
are...
What's the controversy?
A lot of people wanted Michael J. White to be Blade.
I mean, even Wesley Snipes is happy with who they cast. Why are people upset?
Okay, first off, Wesley Snipes would have been fine if a tin can got cast as Blade, because it would just bring his name back up. So he's...
I mean,
good
you're
for
not
whatever.
wrong.
He don't give a shit. Oh, congrats on that guy. I'm Blade too. You
True.
tax dodging piece of shit. But,
Oh.
whatever.
Before make sure we get to this, before we get off of Marvel, but a little piece of news came up. So Bautista has been in the news. Bautista. I was watching a news article and they said his name like that, and it just stuck in my
it's
head.
Batista.
Okay.
We
But-
just say Bautista because in WWE it's spelled Batista, but there's a U between the A
Yeah,
and the T,
Bautista.
and it's accurate,
Yeah.
so we say Bautista.
Okay. So he was in the news again recently now for having done quote unquote everything humanly possible to get cast in the new Gears of War movie, apparently. And they keep denying him.
Maybe
I
they saw
don't-
Stuber.
I don't know. But he's posting on Twitter and everything. He's just like, I have done everything humanly possible, and they keep passing over me.
They don't give AF is what he's tweeted.
There it is. Yes.
They don't give a fuck.
Nope. Even the person who wrote up the article's like, I'm not a huge fan of the Gears series, but I mean, he's a big super jack guy with the thick ass neck. He fits the profile. Who else do you have?
Literally, the heavyweights in the WWE roster. That's about it. Just pick you from the crops.
I can see The Rock being in it.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of Rocky. But you know what?
Hollywood just has the rock button that they just press. Everyone just gets a turn.
But you know what? The Rock has been dialed back considerably. Because I swear there was one year he did like 5 movies.
But it was
He's got Hobbs and Shaw coming out, and he's got Jumanji 2. And he is super dialed back a lot of his movies, and I'm good with it. Because they're both just sequels, so it's not like he's coming out with new skyscrapers.
because that year was Skyscraper, Jumanji 1, Rampage, Moana, and there's probably a Fast and Furious movie that year, I'm guessing.
I think it was like either the Fate of the Furious or Fast.
Yeah, it's like so like at least 5 movies in 1 year he had the 1 year.
And like 2 of them was the same. And the worst being Skyscraper.
PG, I feel like you're not a fan of this movie.
That movie. I want to see it.
Please do. I need somebody to talk to me about Skyscraper. Hey, I got it.
Someone to yell at it with me.
I'm finishing up Fairy Tale. I'm finishing up all this bush. I'm giving you your conversation. Give me Skyscraper. There's a lot more investment in it for me to watch Fairy Tale because I gotta watch in 200 episodes, 20-minute increments. All you gotta do is sit down for 1:40 and watch that old bush.
There's a movie coming out next year called Jungle.
What?
It's based on a ride.
What could possibly be the plot line except you're on a cruise and you end up in the jungle?
Or it's a cruise in the jungle.
They don't even care. The movie title is just what the movie is.
Yep. Get those people in them seats, man. Don't let them think, just let them feel. Feel the action. The only other bit of news that I have is Nintendo is getting a lot of flack right now for the Joy-Cons. The infamous, which I actually experienced this too when I first, like, I'd say within the first year of having the Switch, Joy-Con drift, where eventually the analog sticks of the Joy-Cons will get like stuck in a position, like some grody-ness will get under there or something. I don't know what the actual cause is, but then your basically cursor, camera, whatever is on that controller will always be slightly shifting, ever so slightly.
Yep, Joy-Con drift is a problem.
Yep. People were basically, it's like every few months or so, people were getting it. They would send it into Nintendo, which they would air quotes repair it for free, but you still have to pay shipping and handling. And then 4 months later, it would break again. So people were getting pissed. Nintendo released a statement recently just being like, we've adjusted our support page to more directly show how you can send it in for repairs. And then people decided to file a class action lawsuit against Nintendo.
Yep.
And
it's
now
all rough.
They are repairing them for straight up free, and they're refunding everybody who ever sent it in for repairs.
Oh, because they were charging.
Yeah. But
yeah, sorry, Versus. Yes, Blade and Punisher have interacted. I didn't see your comment until now.
Everyone has.
Basically. But who needs to interact more is hashtag Kamala Khan. And love Miss Marvel.
But yeah, so that's been a thing. I haven't at least the Joy-Cons that I've had, I haven't used too much. It's like usually maybe like an hour at lunch, but for the most part, if I'm home, I have it docked. And I've mostly been playing Smash, so I've been using GameCube controllers. And if I don't, I have Pro controllers, so I haven't experienced it as much as other people. But yeah, some people have reported it like happening within days. So that's not good.
Kind of an understatement, really.
Yeah.
It's like it's
No,
the
you
B mode
don't.
all over again.
Genlock versus. I gotta
mean-
start that old bush soon.
Can't wait.
Nobody wants this.
I kind of do.
No.
kinda do.
What?
Because I just want to hear your reaction to it.
It's gonna be negative.
I know. Mine will be too. Then the only other thing I have on here is Lion King.
You guys aren't going to talk about your weekend?
Oh shit! Blah. I mean, that's kind of.
I
part of it.
wasn't there.
Yeah, Ralph was not there. But yes, this past weekend was the judging session for the Matsuri-Con video contest. We had 100 videos this year, which was 100 videos.
102.
Well, 100 that were in the competition.
Wait.
There
That
was
doesn't sound right.
115 that were submitted, and then 100 made it into the competition.
Oh yeah, right. No, you're
Yeah,
right.
it
Okay.
Just
is everywhere.
Just due to rule violations and stuff.
Yeah. I did.
I
forgot that
did
joke.
make that joke, BG. Thanks. When everyone was here.
Of course
Fuck
you
Yeah, contest was really, really good. I was actually very, very happy with the videos that we got, and judging went pretty dang smoothly. I'm trying to think of anything like of note that happened. It was pretty. I mean, we played some Cards Against Humanity. Went and saw Lion King. Is there anything? What was the quote? That, oh my god, it's gonna be so far back in the chat. Kelly had a Kelly line, as she does.
That she's want to do.
That girl just can't go a hangout session without saying some stupid shit. It's A+.
Let's see. Oh, so okay, a fun little moment that while I'm looking for the other thing. So we were in the midst of judging, and some of us were getting hungry. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna order some pizza. So order it, and I got it through DoorDash. And I was watching the pizza guy. I'm like, all right, the pizza guy is gonna be here soon, and we're getting close to the 18+ category, so we have to let's try not to time this so it's super awkward. And then Kelly just says, just like, oh, so we gonna beat the pizza man? And I'm just like, Kelly, can you think about what you just said for a second? And she got super embarrassed. And then
Why? You own it.
And then she puts out this quote: "Why do I always fuck up when pizza's around?"
Literally, it's amazing.
Just that killed us. And then
So I'm getting into Mel Robin because I like Mel Robin's colors,
mm-hmm.
and I was playing with my little brothers, and I was like, I'm picking Robin because y'all can't beat the penis. And they just looked at me like, what? I'm like, I know what I just said, and y'all can't, and they didn't. So every time I won, I just went penis.
Oh my god, where is that quote? It was something along the lines of just like her eating too much, or I forget what it was, but she's like, Kelly's just like, I'm either fat or diabetes. Like, I am diabetes. So the quote
Yeah.
for the weekend was just like, I'm diabetes.
I am the diabetes.
I am the diabetes. Yeah, really like Cards Against Humanity was Cards Against Humanity. I just like the thing that kind of broke us was I forget what the card was, but like, you know how sometimes the dumbest answers are always the best one, like Party Monkey. Was it Party Monkey? I think it was Party Monkey.
Fashion Monkey.
Fashion Monkey, thank you. Where it's just like the answer's so stupid that just you can't help but laugh. So I don't remember what the card was, but someone just played yeast. Like everyone had like these all, the super awesome funny cards, and then it was just like yeast, and Kelly just starts dying. She's like, that's so fucking stupid, and then we all just kind of just start laughing until, and we went and got some drinks at 16-bit, and that's about it. Pretty chill weekend. But yeah, Lion King. That, however. So, as we said before, it is literally, to me, like, even the subtle differences weren't enough to make me not say it's literally the same movie.
Oh, some weren't subtle.
Like,
Some were just bad.
So, went in, with trying to maybe see some positives, and I will say there were some things that did actually make me laugh. The little these are like joke spoilers, sorry people, I don't care that much though. The Be Our Guest joke with Timon and Pumbaa, I laughed at that. Mostly just some stuff with Timon and Pumbaa, like the stuff that they had comedy wise.
Yeah,
That's
Timon
really
and
about
Pumbaa
it.
were good.
Yeah.
I really like Timon in this.
From what I heard, a lot of the updated humor is A-grade stuff.
I'd give it a B.
Okay.
But I will say too, one of the other aspects, just because obviously this was opening weekend for Lion King, there's a bunch of kids in our theater, and some of their reactions were actually pretty fucking priceless. There's this kid next to us who was just like out of her seat, just like getting super excited, and it was the stampede scene. And as Mufasa's climbing out, she's like all celebrating, like just jumping up and down. And then when
Oh no, kid.
no, when Scar hits him down, he screams, and she just goes, "Oh, he's dead forever." It wasn't like
serial killer.
It wasn't like overly sad. It was just like disappointment. Just like, oh, he's dead forever.
Okay.
That kid is gonna be a killer.
It was so
Good
great.
stuff.
Where's the sadness, the empathy? It's just like, golly gee,
Just matter of
death.
fact,
Yep. Yep. Oh,
You
shit.
are currently a dead person. Oh
some
man.
of the reactions I heard around were pretty great with the kids. But besides that, this movie was so devoid of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the animals. Like,
Basically.
just like, I didn't feel anything. Like, the pieces of laughter were just about that. Like, that was it. But, like, Mufasa dying, and Simba's just stoic screaming lion face. It's basically just a mouth opening up going, no! And that was really it. Like, the only emotions that maybe you could see here and there were anger, just because, lions, fighting each other and what have you. Like, I think the character that I feel like had the most emotion in their face, I don't remember the hyena's names, but the dumb one.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I enjoyed the hyenas and
he
the
had
hyena queen.
he at times had the most, like, he
Martin?
actually smiled and yada yada. And it's probably just
What
because
was
of the...
that? I'm sorry, did you say hyena queen?
That's the only way I'm classifying her.
Oh,
She
the
said-
hair hyena.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like a
Oh,
new.
oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Exactly the
see
same
this
movie.
now?
Exactly the same movie. But yeah, and then just certain scenes were just, to me, robbed of the whimsy and the emotion. Hakuna Matata, we talked about before, just nothing. Felt nothing from it.
Jesus.
And
But
to
then
me,
again, you look at freaking Can't Wait to Be King. That thing was super whimsical and colorful.
I
The
disagree.
end shot of, but the end shot of all the animals. See, it's not gonna be as animated as the animated like movie. That makes no sense. But for a live action Lion King, it was super colorful and whimsical. It made sense for a live action Lion King. And then the end shot of all the animals running behind Simba and Nala, and then all the butterflies, the colorful butterflies and stuff. That is very whimsical and fun and colorful.
Just did not have the
As
same
opposed
emotion.
to Hakuna Matata, which is 40 seconds of them prancing towards the camera.
Yeah, it was.
That's like too much.
And just, of course, too, them like walking to the camera, again, because there's no emotion on their fucking animal faces. It's just animals walking towards the camera and just moving their mouths. That's it. And there's like certain things too, like the final fight with Scar and Simba, which they like.
Got a difference between them at times.
It's as far as like Scar versus Simba, yeah, and just like I remember loving in the original cartoon, just like the slow motion, like them hitting the paws and just like the like back and forth, and like another thing of whimsy that was kind of lost. So during that final fight, Rafiki comes in and does like kung fu and stuff. And it's just a monkey hitting hyenas with a stick. It's like, oh. Yeah. It's like, it's supposedly real, but still. And then, like, the acting was so-so. Like, Timon and Pumbaa were good. The hyenas were pretty good. And the kid versions of Simba and Nala were good. Beyonce's Nala, ugh.
Big trash.
Yeah. And yeah, oh my god.
Donald Glover.
Thank you. I was like Childish Gambino. What's Childish Gambino's real name? Donald Glover was so.
Small trash.
Yeah, just it was the adult section in this movie shorter than the cartoon? I don't know if it was or not.
No.
I don't know. Maybe it's...
the movie itself was longer.
Really? Okay. What else can I mention about this?
Not much.
Be Prepared was terrible.
Terrible.
Like, when I originally gave my comment, it's like I could see what they're trying for, but the thing is, they didn't succeed. From my point of view, at all.
And you know what he's doing? Prancing.
Yep.
Oh no!
Mm-hmm.
He's just jumping from rock to rock. Just
Yep.
walking around and then jumping from rock to rock.
Come on.
Yep. Be prepared. Be prepared.
Is there green plumes of
Nope.
smoke?
No. Oh, you thought? No.
Nope.
I'm telling you, the most whimsical and like good translation to live action was To Be King. And of course, you're not gonna get a bunch of freaking birds looking left and looking right and smacking Zazu in the face and stuff. You're not gonna get stuff like that. But it was good for what it was, and it's the only one.
Outside of the fact that it was during daytime, can you feel the love tonight? No.
It was during the daytime.
Yes, it was.
That's stupid. I didn't even think of that.
There was no
Can you feel
face from Nala?
the love
they can't eat
tonight?
Oh, this is something I hated about that song.
Oh, how they added the
Beyonce-
little flourishes?
Not even
Oh,
that.
okay.
It feels like Beyonce doesn't know how to do anything except belt out a tune. So there should be some type of build to that because the music is real somber and stuff. And Donald is giving a very subdued way of singing, and Beyonce's oh, and it's all up and down. It's like you don't need that yet. That's how you end it. Yeah, because it's coming. But you're already at an 8 before, and it right now it just calls for like
let
a
me
6.
let me ask you something. Are you gonna tell Beyonce no? Exactly.
Okay, why even get her?
Star power. That's it. Star
For who?
power.
For who?
Who? If you got the name Lion King, people are gonna see it. They're not gonna be Lion King and Beyonce.
Again.
Ooh.
Just they thought star power. That was it. Guaranteed.
Okay. For who?
I doubt that there's 10 people who've seen Beyonce's name and like, now I'm gonna see this movie.
I'm sure there's a lot more than that, to be
I
honest with you.
doubt.
I
that
very
there's
much doubt-
10 people.
I very much doubt there's people on the fence of the Lion King and then went, oh, Beyonce? I'm in.
I'm almost certain people who were like, maybe it's Lion King for the reasons we've already discussed on this thing. I'm not liking it. I'm not going to see it. But they're like, okay, this cast for any certain member that's in it, Donald Glover could have been a pull for some, Beyonce could have been a pull for some. I'm sure there's actually a sizable number that, because again, star power is an actual thing that gets people in seats.
No,
Whether
it
it's
doesn't.
a lot,
No,
it
doesn't.
does actually work.
This isn't the 90s anymore where you could throw Arnold Schwarzenegger in a movie and go, we got Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, star power is nothing. You think people give a about Tom Cruise right now? They give a about Mission Impossible, but a Tom Cruise movie would flop. They don't give a about star power anymore. They don't give a about names. Nobody cares if Will Smith is voicing a shark these days. They keep doing it because they think they need that, but they don't. You need a good singer and you need good actors. That's literally all you need for a Lion King movie. For a movie that is a bunch of snowmen, abominable snowmen, singing and dancing and just having fun. It's a kids movie. Parents need to take their kids. If the kids want to go see it, the parents aren't gonna go, no, because Donald Glover isn't in it. No. The kid wants to go see it, you go see it. Just give them good performances.
And I'm not saying you're wrong, but it wouldn't be a thing they care about if it wasn't an actual thing that is cared about.
Yes, if it would. Absolutely. Who knew who Brie Larson was before she was Captain Marvel?
Me.
I mean, Allison Brie. Oh wait, no, Brie Larson.
Brie Larson.
Yeah,
always confused too. Who knew who she was before Captain Marvel?
I just remember that she was in what the fuck's it called? The comic book movie, motherfucker.
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. There we go. Thank you.
Which flopped. That had star power out the wazoo. Flop.
Also in Kong.
Oh my god! Right. Big yikes.
Baywatch was produced by The Rock. Flopped. Star power don't mean they only do it because it worked in the past and they can't get past the past, which is why we keep getting remakes, which is why we keep getting sequels. They can't get past what happened.
Yeah,
if you have a good story.
Versus Rob, a good point as far as star power. It works in China.
Oh, that's true. I hadn't thought about that angle, but yeah.
Tom Cruise works in China.
I love that man.
Because to them, Tom Cruise is like the last movie star.
Oh, watch Tom Cruise be in this next Star Wars movie.
We will make you like us.
But like, it don't mean. Do you think Godzilla would have did worse if 11 wasn't in it? No.
Well, I would say no, just because none of the human people were the star of that movie. So I think that's a poor example.
But Bryan Cranston was the star of the first one.
To me, the star of a Godzilla movie is always going to be Godzilla, first and foremost.
Nope. Disagree. disagree. Because if you're building towards Godzilla and he's barely there, the perception of Godzilla is the star. But Godzilla himself is not. So you need something to fill out that stardom until you get there. And Bryan Cranston was it. And then when he died, the movie got until Godzilla got here.
But Godzilla still underperformed. The newest one, I think he means. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it would have did even worse if 11 wasn't in? No. Do you think any of these animated movies would do worse if they got a bunch of voice actors as opposed to freaking?
Hold on. We've actually already got a pretty good thing right going on. We were talking about just before. If star power was a big enough thing, wouldn't Ruby and Genlock be a bigger thing?
There you go.
Ruby only just started getting people. They had literally a secretary as a main character.
But I'm talking about specifically Genlock, which is stuffed with big names.
That's probably why it's on Adult Swim. If anything.
Mm-hmm.
Big names mean big nothing. I mean, big nothing. So, nope, I don't agree that Beyonce was needed for star power because it hashtag means nothing. Donald Glover just accepts roles he likes. So I understand him wanting it, and he's big enough. But for Beyonce to get a collective 14 lines and 2 songs, it's
She
I'm
barely talked at all. You're right.
She barely talked at all.
No.
It was probably like 14 lines, actually.
Yeah, younger Nala definitely had more lines.
So, like, who gives a shit?
And I love how even phoning it in, fucking, oh my god, why am I blanking on goddamn names? Mufasa. Holy
James
shit.
Earl Jones.
Thank you. Even phoning it in, he's still amazing.
Ridiculous.
He literally basically had the same exact script from 25 years ago. Just like, all right, let me do this. And just...
Circle of Life. Don't go near the elephant graveyard. You'll be king. When I saw that kid just falling down,
then he just throws his script done. Rap.
They showed the Long Live the King side by side. Like, was that the exact same scream? I had to go check it. Like, no, it's not, but it almost is.
I hated the way Scar delivered Live the King.
I told you. I said it's bad. Watch it. You're like, no, I'm not gonna watch it. I was like, all right.
Long live the king.
Yeah. Long live the king.
It's terrible.
Simba, I feel like, yeah, there's a stampede, but I feel like Simba would be like, what was that? Why'd you say Uncle Scar? That was the whole thing. He whispers it. And, like, it makes, when he whispers, I killed Mufasa, to him later, stupid. Because the whole thing was like, oh, I'm doing the exact same thing I did to your father. But no.
Big terrible.
And just like...
If Scar wasn't so amazing, because Scar is always amazing, I would probably hate this. I loves me some Scar. Again in the end. Except be prepared and Long Live the King. They ruined his song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shut up!
I was kind of sad.
Sing!
Shut up. Sing.
Cast James Earl Jones as Chase and Genlock. Stop. No,
That would be
please don't ruin that man's career.
interesting. So what would you give it as a rating? out of 10, of course.
Yes.
So it's a movie.
It's a movie.
What was it?
6 or 7.
I gave it a 5.
It's a little better than that. The lack of emotional alliance face is terrible. The voice acting of the older children, not great. Zazu is amazing. Scar is amazing.
Had to me everything was mediocre.
Not
Save
everything.
for me, Timon and Pumbaa. That's really it.
Bruh,
Like-
no, you cannot deny Scar's snark.
I can
It
Sounds like
can't,
he's denying it.
it
Yeah.
can't be denied.
Sounds like he
because
actively is.
yeah, because to me,
Yeah.
like, and you even posted this yourself. When you have a movie that is literally the exact same thing as a movie from 25 years ago, you can't help but compare.
Mhm.
And hashtag not my Scar.
The only thing that was wrong with Scar was freaking Be Prepared and the Long Live the King line. Everything else was great.
To me, it was mediocre.
I don't see how.
There's a much better version out there that I have seen before, and I couldn't help but
Okay,
compare.
but a much better version doesn't mean this one is mediocre. It just means it's not as good. Like if the Scar from before is a 9 and this one is a 7, that doesn't equal mediocre.
To me, it was worse than a 7.
I can't agree with that.
And that's great. That's what opinions are all about, ladies and gentlemen.
Because why would you say he's mediocre? Or why would you say he's worse than 7?
Most of
His
again,
whole freaking pleading with Simba was great. Like it was the hyenas, those ravenous curs. They did it. Simba, we can build, and all that was great. Yes, of course. I'll leave forever. You pieces.
Awfully vulgar kids.
Oh yeah, he started pissing on Mufasa's grave, bruh. When he's eating when all the hyenas are surrounding him when he's up on Pride Rock and he's eating the antelope and he's just like, join me. There's plenty to go around. It's fantastic.
eh.
Are you telling me Zazu wasn't amazing?
I don't see my problem is with Zazu. I couldn't get over the bird face. He literally has, again, and this is the whole thing of the emotion. The emotion being drained from this movie is a big deal to me, a very big deal. And Zazu just having just stoic bird big eye face, and because he's a bird and has a beak, he can't really like make lip movements. So it was just open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close.
Okay.
I couldn't get past that.
I'm gonna address you, and then I'm gonna address Electric first, and then you. I think you could do exaggerated 3D well. You don't need to be 2D for that. But they wanted, like you said, the Animal Planet stuff. They wanted to play to in Animal Planet, so in 2022 they could play Lion King on, and nobody gives a. Just give me my blue-eyed orange Simba. Give me my red Scar. Not this old bush. Now, you keep going. They, for the style they went for, is terrible. But that's not on Zazu. That's on them. Zazu himself is amazing. You're just looking at the way his mouth moves and go, nope. None of this is good. Mediocre, 5.
I'm not
Okay,
just
the animation and the emoting is a 5, but the voice acting and the character himself is very good.
sure.
So that's why I believe it's above mediocre.
and that's great. But to me, as far as like facial animation and what have you, and kind of getting behind a character through and through, I couldn't get behind it.
You can get behind a character without them emoting facially.
I'm sure you could. I didn't.
No, you can.
I didn't.
Clearly, he can't.
It's
No,
called
no,
a
no.
book.
No, I'm talking about all these freaking Star Wars people.
For this movie, I did not.
Why not?
I couldn't tell you. Just as I was watching it, it was getting detached. It's like, okay, like someone, I forget who mentioned it last week, but someone said it like the movie sounds like a bunch of people were just talking off screen from the camera. And that's what I felt like. I didn't see the characters be like Zazu actually speaking the lines. Like I could, like, my suspension of disbelief, I could not suspend my disbelief enough.
I disagree because we are people that watch anime and all it is a bunch of lip flaps.
That's you can disagree with your perception, but that's how I felt.
But again, what's the difference between anime?
Anime still actually has facial emotions and expressions and stuff like that.
But
Like I've seen animals emoting more in like Dr. Dolittle than I did in this movie.
Understandable. At the same time, though, you can absolutely see them, the character, talking, even if it's a bunch of poor lip flaps. Oh my god, the Street Fighter OVA for Street Fighter 4 is, I mean, the lip syncing is terrible.
It's almost unwatchable.
It's almost unwatchable. But it's still a fine thing, or it's still a fine OVA because the voice acting is good and you still get the character from the character. Even if the lip flaps is terrible. I understand you going the lip flaps, I can't see it from them talking.
It's a composite thing. It's a whole composite
absolutely.
thing.
But how does that detract the entire character?
Just because
you can go ahead.
It goes for the suspension of disbelief. I could not suspend my disbelief enough to get behind that character.
I don't.
And that's fine. Everybody has a different perception for those things, and for me, I couldn't get past that.
It's a talking animal movie. Even if they emote it more in the face.
Again, I've seen, like I said, there's been movies where animals talk that I've been able to get more behind. This one, I did not.
Or why?
I couldn't tell you the reasons. Maybe the animations had subtle gestures of emotion in it when they were talking. I'd have to go back and look at some of these movies. And there are even some movies where they don't even lip flap at all, but I managed to get behind those characters more.
Then I definitely don't understand.
But just the act of them doing the animations and it not selling, it did, like, that combination did not.
I understand that. But okay, again, if
like the animals, the movie that I'm thinking of is Homeward Bound.
Is what?
Homeward Bound.
Bruh.
It's it came out like in the early 90s.
Isn't that dog movie?
2 dogs and a cat.
Yeah.
They get separated from their family. The animals can only talk to each other, and it's just like they don't. They did not have a budget.
Like hashtag show dogs.
They did not have a budget for facial animations back then. But yeah, I got behind those characters a lot more than I did these ones. Granted, this is my memory of the movie from 2 decades ago.
Again, you keep saying I couldn't tell you why I got behind such and such more. Maybe it's this and that and the third. So I can't even argue for or against my point because you don't even know why you didn't or did like certain things.
Like I said, I think it's just the combination of the attempt and going too realistic with the attempt.
Okay, that's a fault of the movie. Absolutely.
It's not even actually they went overly realistic. Again, the friend that I live with, he's a vet. Cats are some of the most expressive animals in nature, and even he felt like the cats in the movie weren't doing anything close to what lions can do when it comes to emoting.
Absolutely not. And I understand that. But I don't think it degrades Zazu so much where it's like you're a 5.
Well, he's a bird. Birds can't really emote.
That's another thing. Birds can't even emote like that.
They can't move their beak to smile. They don't.
No
have
parrot is
the ability.
going, oh, raising an eyebrow in real life. It's just clicking
they
his
can't.
beak and speaking.
Yeah, the cats, like the mammals, sure, there's an understandability for being upset about the lack of emoting, but the birds,
I will call.
you
I
can't.
will call
you can't
Nala.
expect much.
I will call adult Nala sub 5. I will call adult Simba 5 because the voice acting was not great. They didn't get the characters right, and then the animation as well is. Kid Simba and Kid Nala, I will give them a 7, maybe a little higher, because the voice acting was really good.
Yeah, I see where BG's coming from in that regard.
I don't see how you can go Zazu is mediocre. Zazu was one of the best parts of the movie. Scar was great outside of the 2 egregious failures. Like his 2 defining moments, it's just like, get out there, you scamp. Do you. The king.
Yeah, only highlights for me were Timon and Pumbaa.
Nah. Timon and Pumbaa, Zazu, anything that's Scar outside of those 2 moments. The main female hyena, she was great. Rafiki was terrible.
No.
Because one, he didn't talk a lot. And
Did he have a staff?
yeah. He brought it out at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but again, it wasn't like in the movie where he like goes all kung fu on him. It's just a monkey with the stick beating the crap out of hyenas.
Yeah, he just swinging the stick.
No, but did he go, Simba, you piece of crap, and hit him on the head with
Nope.
stick?
Nope.
No, Rafiki, my boy.
Nope.
I massacred my boy.
He's just climbing through the trees and talking to Simba until they get to the water. No, it wasn't. That's why I said Rafiki was terrible. They didn't get him right. And that's what I mean. They got Zazu stupid right. They got Scar stupid right outside of those 2 egregious moments. They got kids stupid right. I can't detract from them as characters because of A, facial animation, and B, the acting. Because the acting was good. They did all they could. It's just a fault of how the creators wanted to go with it.
And yeah, like to me, that a creator's vision to me is a big part of how I view a movie. I know they went with the live action, photorealistic stuff on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, but I'm not going to blindly accept. Oh, it is because
I'm not
it is.
blindly accepting it. I'm saying it was, but I'm also going. The animation is, but the characters are good. Except adult Simba and adult Nala are not good, which I said. Such and such is not good. Such and such is not good. Such and such is not good.
Also, we both know that I tend to care about animation more than you guys.
I care about characters.
I know.
Bruh, I will never understand. Okay, this is one of those things where I've always said animation, I really don't care about it except when it's egregious. This is egregiously bad. This is super bad,
It is.
and I see it and I get it. I don't think super pretty animation raises something for me because I don't care enough. But give me a good character and I can look past an animation. You can't give me bad characters and pretty animation and have me enjoy it. Because at some point, the animation has to stop, and I have to sit down and see this character, and they're nothing Dragon Ball.
Like just the hour fight fest that is Broly. Come on now.
It was pretty full.
Some people have been posting online, just to go into further of like, I guess further down the spectrum of people who air quotes loves the animation. Some people sped up the 24 frame per second movie, like a scene from Dragon Ball Super Broly, to 60 frames per second. And people are like, "Oh my god, it looks so much better!" And it's like, no,
Fugly. It looked
no,
terrible.
it's not.
Terrible.
You are
Kaiser's comment was just like, people don't understand animation at all.
you're taking a thing that is 24 of a certain thing in a second and trying to interpolate 36 more frames in between that don't work. It looks fugly
And that
as
is
shit.
John Q. Public. And that's the problem.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, what do you? Oh, that's just like John Doe, but the internet.
The tank of public opinion is, boy.
It is interesting.
Because I'll tell you why they're live actioning so many of their movies, and then we can start wrapping this up. It's because we are in an era where nostalgia is at an all-time high.
Oh yeah.
People love their nostalgia at this moment. Star Wars broke box office records because of hashtag nostalgia. And then the next movie did, well, not great. And then the further movie is probably gonna do not great, and Solo is not gonna do great because their hashtag nostalgia started going down and down and down. They got their new good Star Wars, and then they went, "I'm good on Star Wars."
Yeah, but would you like some more Star Wars?
Nah, I'm good.
No, I'm full. I'm full. Open up your mouth. I didn't ask.
We
It's
have
a small
It.
world after all.
We have It, which is playing to the nostalgic crowd.
Yeah, but I think it's also very thematically good.
Yes, no, It was a great movie, and
No.
people to this day are afraid of clowns. So
No, the first It is the remake. It appeared 27 years after the first one.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
It makes sense.
that's super good. Based on that alone, it's like y'all got it.
But like,
Have they told the
Everything-
adult storyline in movie format? The original movie?
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a like a 3-hour miniseries.
Okay,
That was
okay.
adults and kids.
I see.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's not scary at all, but then again, this new one looks amazing.
Oh, I finally saw the second trailer. That boy is
That mirror scene,
that boy is.
that
For what?
mirror scene is so. He just please. That I want to see this movie so bad.
That's another thing. It is actually good. But yeah, Disney knows that we're in the era of a bunch of 90s kids growing up, and they want their 90s kid stuff back. And
I mean,
now
that's
it's
the-
like, here's your Aladdin, here's your Lion King, here's your Mulan, here's your blah blah blah, and blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
I mean, let's be honest. It's the same thing as our parents' generation coming out with like the action genre things like the Expendables. That's why those movies were such a big success.
Yeah, because those people were nostalgic for action hero stuff
Yep.
because they hadn't gotten it in like 10 years. And then now it's like, here's a bunch of your favorite action heroes in one movie.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to go see this movie. Nostalgia will always play a huge part. And the 80s, the late 80s to like 2000-ish was super media generated because we started getting music videos. We started
Mhm.
getting a bunch more better animated cartoon movies, such and such, blah blah blah, and it kept coming and it kept coming and it kept coming. And 90s kids are nostalgic for their stuff, and they want their stuff back. That's why Dragon Ball is doing. did so ridiculous because a bunch of '90s kids went, "Wow, new Dragon Ball!
Yep.
Wow,
Yeah.
Broly.
Wow, Broly!" Like they want
Literally,
their
wow,
stuff.
Broly. Yeah.
They
true.
want their stuff. So it's nostalgia will never be played out. It's gonna go up and down because I think we are at the current moment culturally are at our worst for nostalgia. We're gonna look back on this decade as like there's not a lot to look back on fondly. So there's gonna be a lot of remakes of like, who wants to see in Jumanji remake in 10 years? Like nobody. There's nothing. There's not a lot that people are gonna care about. There's nothing that is like phenomenon based as far as media goes in this decade, or not as heavy as like.
No, you're right. No, we're in the time frame of retroactively redoing old plot lines. So
So I think whenever this generation wants their nostalgia, it's not going to be as big.
yeah,
But the '90s had so much like new media and new stories and new cartoons and such and such and such that people want it so hard,
I think
and it's
most
gonna keep going until it collapses.
I think most of the big new stuff is let's see. Okay, we're still good. There's a pop in my headset. Oh wait, did that? Okay. You guys still there?
Yeah.
We're still
Okay, cool. Just making sure. John Wick I feel like is a big exception to that. Versus but the most of the good news stories aren't in movies is the big thing. It's I think a good chunk of them have been video games.
Mm-hmm.
And the other big chunk have been a very few selected like Netflix series, like non-television television.
That's another thing. It's so easy to consume media that a lot of people don't need to rush out to go see or buy such and such product. No one needs to rush out and go see a Lion King, quote unquote, these days, because it's so like you can just sit at home and go, no, instead I'm gonna watch Education on Netflix. Like it's so there's so much out there that there's not like this it's not zeitgeist but like zenith of interest.
Did you guys ever watch? I don't know why. You saying sex ed on Netflix, that talk sex show back when we were younger.
the what?
Oh my god, I could show you. There's this. I want to
Please
say
don't.
it was the Woman's Channel or something. It was just this old fucking lady who would just talk sex facts. Like there wasn't anything like demonstrated. It was like a PG-13 show, but she just went over different stuff and she would just talk about. People would call in and ask her questions, just like, yeah, so I'm not able to pleasure my woman pretty adequately, like, and then she would just like, oh, what you see that you need to do is, and it got awkward a
Oh
lot.
my goodness.
I'm going to, oh fuck, I'm gonna look that up. I just remember as I would flip through the channels in my youth, coming across that late on Saturday and Sunday nights.
Click penis. Click. All right. It's Lord's Day, lady.
Where the second two clicks the volume up button.
I mean, the first couple times probably was like, are they gonna show boobs? They gonna show boobs? They never did. They never did. Let's see. Talk. I'm just gonna ruin my talk sex with Sue Johnson. There we go.
What?
Johnson.
Second
Mike.
Second clip is talk sex with Sue Johnson. Chlamydia.
Sex in the City was not about nostalgia. It was about a bunch of old biddies trying to get their nether regions wet. That's not nobody gives a shit about no Sex in the City. DA facts. Let's wrap this up.
28 facts about Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Jesus Christ.
You remember that?
Let's go 1-1 with the great one.
He was considered as Tim Burton's second choice for the part of Willy Wonka in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in 2005. That would have been a terrible movie.
Oh my! Like
Oh,
I'm imagining
A tragedy.
how
Holy
Depp played that
shit.
role, but The Rock. Willy Wonka, Willy
Man, like a
Wonka.
pedophile.
Sir, it looks like
I
you could.
remember just being like 15, 16, like, what is this? Why is he acting like that?
Just yeah, him like seemingly killing the children would not be looked at as in a whimsical light.
Oh no.
Rock bottom you out of my
Oh.
factory. Okay. With that, yeah, that's I'm gonna be thinking about that for a week. All right, with that,
we're
thank
gonna have to rewatch that movie and see like Rocky playing that character.
yeah.
I don't know how I could picture that in any form, but okay.
With imagination, Ralph. With imagination.
Yeah, okay. I don't think I have that good of an imagination.
Oh, we're definitely gonna get some SpongeBob nostalgia in
Ooh,
15 years.
you correct. Well, they're making a was it like a live
Prequel
action
series.
special?
They're making a prequel series now
Oh,
For what?
for SpongeBob,
For what?
his youth,
For
child
why?
SpongeBob,
The best
because
part of
the
SpongeBob
create the Nickelodeon's been pushing for that for a while, but they couldn't get it because the guy who made it kept saying no. Now that he's dead, they're going to just shill SpongeBob shit until it's dead.
It's already dead.
Why don't you
You
get
think
nostalgia
that?
over something that got bad?
So
I
there's
know.
going to be a prequel series now, a full
They
standalone
don't think
series.
it's not bad.
They think the Boost arc
Sure,
is really
sure. But I don't think they think it is bad. I think they think that it's not
Star
as
Wars.
good as
Star Wars.
Star Wars is a special. I hate to invoke the it's a special rule, but Star Wars is a special case, and you know it.
Also, there were
Yo,
Three good
imagine
movies.
if One Piece got bad.
I
We'd be
can't.
both just sitting here folding our arms, going over. No, but that'd be our entire argument. No, but
okay, let's do it like this. If half of One Piece was bad and then he came back,
dude,
because half of the Star Wars movies are bad.
there are 2.5 good movies.
Okay.
Then you got the 3 prequels. You got these 2 turds, and then you got the other 2 turds.
The Force
You got a
Awakens.
whole 7 movies that are bad and 2.5 that are good.
The
7.5 bad movies.
The Force Awakens is a fine movie. I don't think it's great. I don't even know if I would consider it good, but it is a fine movie. I'm never gonna
Okay,
watch it again.
so we're at 7.5 good movies.
bad.
Good 7.5 good movies. 7, not 7.5, 2.5
Okay.
good movies. 1 okay movie and 6.5 bad movies.
Correct.
That
Sounds
is
like a
terrible-
winning
Was
formula.
Solo bad?
That's a terrible ratio.
Was Solo bad or was it
Yes.
just nothing?
Yes, it's bad. Do you remember the card game?
Yeah, I remember. Target.
That
Oof.
card game was so egregious because they were like, here's this dumb card game. And they're like, we're playing a card game. And then Childish Gambino flips over a card like, I have this. And then he goes, not bad, but I have this. And they go, oh my goodness. It's like, we don't know the rules of this. We don't know if that's better. We don't know if it's like a full house to a 4 of a kind. We don't know what's going on with this. You just flipped over a bunch of symbols. And he could have had anything.
Funny enough, Pazak is like that's the game they were playing, if I'm not mistaken. In various versions and fictions of Star Wars, it is different in every fucking one. Everyone.
Can't even get you right.
In the video games,
Ooh.
it's different. In the novels, it's different. In the movies, it's different.
So yeah, I think it could be bad and have nostalgia for it because you have nostalgia for the good. So you're gonna go give me the good again.
Yep.
Sure,
All
but at a certain point, you know that the good isn't coming back. We know that the Simpsons are a dead zone.
Okay, the good isn't coming back.
This
But if you're-
episode is not going to end.
The good isn't coming back. So remake the good and give it to me again in a different form of media. Remake a good arc of SpongeBob for a movie, and people will eat it up.
It's that easy?
Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
I absolutely don't think it is. Because if you're in the mindset of let's remake something good, why can't you just go, let's just do something good with the property we have now? Instead of going, let's remake something good, Simpsons, something, you have to go, why not put that mindset into let's just make good Simpsons?
Because
people
in
aren't
20
you.
years,
That's
in
not how
20 years,
business works. That's just
in
not how
20
business
years,
works.
a Simpson movie that is okay will be good.
Yep.
Because they haven't had it for 20 years and their nostalgia is going to go, that
Yep.
was a good movie, even if it's okay.
Also, you're more likely to get funding for a movie rather than a full series, because a full series is a gamble. A movie is a one-shot and done deal.
All
But
right.
I simply don't understand them. I can't argue this because I don't understand it. My mindset would be put that brain power into making good stuff.
Oh, that's
They
what
can't
any
make good
the people who write this stuff would say, sure, but that's not how the people who are going to fund this and then, produce it will allow.
Do you think in 25 years, if we didn't have a new Boondock series and it came out with a movie, it wouldn't smash a bunch of stuff? It wouldn't do extraordinarily well.
I think Boondocks will be.
I don't think so.
I
think
so.
Because the people that enjoyed the Boondocks when it was good are a bunch of 15 to 25-year-olds.
Mhm.
And by that time, they're going to be 40, and it's going to go, Jesus Christ, I love the Boondocks. Give me more.
No, I think it's going to be more like, hey, I remember that.
Nah, can't say that. Because we're all salivating at more Zim.
Oh my God, that trailer.
Okay, then.
Case in point.
Zim had a very small chunk, amazing stuff, and then it just went away. Boondocks had a small chunk of good stuff, and then
Amazing stuff.
entirely forgettable third thing. So
Fourth.
I think fourth, whatever, doesn't matter. But I think that when people think back, I think they're gonna think, like you said, the last thing that you see is gonna.
I don't think so, because when you look back, you don't look at that stuff. Nobody looks back at the Attitude Era and thinks of a Midian chains match.
But that's if the media's change was just like this is the last thing of the Attitude Era.
The last thing
my
of the Attitude,
argument right now is the last thing.
The last thing of the Attitude Era was the invasion angle, and a bunch of people aren't going.
Oh,
Yeah, the invasion angle made the Attitude Era terrible. They understand that the invasion angle was terrible, but they still go bring back the Attitude Era.
But I think it's also colored by, but don't do invasion stuff.
Yes, don't do third season of Boondock.
Yeah,
if they remake,
exactly. So it's always gonna be in your mind.
If they remake, a good,
I have to get another fact at this point.
I mean, maybe
remake a good part of the Boondocks, like, don't even give them something new. Just remake like 2 episodes they liked. Why not? Because they're gonna go see it. They don't give a about new.
I know they don't.
They don't.
And again, even if they did something new, if it was okay, people would go it was good. Because nostalgia clouds y'all in minds. Episode over.
Yeah, I was gonna argue more about it.
I was gonna argue more, but I'm tired.
All right, with that, thank everybody for tuning in to this episode of the Podcast of Stuff. We will see you next week.
Later.